कृपा कोरि करो तारे वृंदावनवासी। मोरा अभिलाष विलास कुंज दियो बस। नयन हरिबो सदा जुगल रूप राशि। ऐ निवेदन धर सकीरनुगत कर सेवा आदि कर दिए करो निज दासी। दीन कृष्ण दासे को न मोरा हो। श्री राधा गोविंद प्रेम सदा न बासी। श्री राधा गोविंद प्रेम सदा न बासी। यानि कानि च पापानि ब्रह्म हत्याधिकानि च तानि तानि प्रणश्यन्ति प्रदक्षिण पदे पदे। यानि कानि च पापानि ब्रह्म हत्याधिकानि च तानि तानि प्रणश्यन्ति प्रदक्षिण पदे पदे। यानि कानि च पापानि ब्रह्म हत्याधिकानि च तानि तानि प्रणश्यन्ति प्रदक्षिण पदे पदे। Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Nita Gora Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nita Gora Hari Bol वृंदाय तुलसी देव्याय प्रियाय केशवश च विष्णु भक्ति प्रतिदेवे सत्यवत्याय नमो नमः वृंदाय तुलसी देव्याय प्रियाय केशवश च विष्णु भक्ति प्रतिदेवे सत्यवत्याय नमो नमः वृंदाय तुलसी देव्याय प्रियाय केशवश च विष्णु भक्ति प्रतिदेवे सत्यवत्याय नमो नमः देवी तुलसी महारानी की जय
O Tulsi, beloved of Krishna, I bow before you again and again. My desire is to obtain the service of Sri Sri Radha and Krishna. Whoever takes shelter of you as his wish is fulfilled, bestowing your mercy on him, you make him a resident of Vrindavan. My desire is that you will also give me a residence in the pleasure groves of Sri Vrindavan Dham. Thus, within my vision, I will always behold the beautiful pastimes of Radha and Krishna. I beg you to make me a follower of the cowherd damsels of Vraja. Please give me the privilege of devotional service and make me your maidservant. This very fallen and lowly servant of Krishna prays, may I always swim in the love of Sri Radha and Govinda. Ki Jai. The 10 offenses to the holy name: to blaspheme the devotees who have dedicated their lives for propagating the holy name of the Lord, to consider the names of demigods like Lord Shiva or Lord Brahma to be equal to or independent of the name of the Lord Vishnu, to disobey the orders of the spiritual master, to blaspheme the Vedic scriptures or scriptures in pursuance to the Vedic version, to consider the glories of chanting Hare Krishna to be an imagination, to give some interpretations to the holy name of the Lord, to commit sinful activities on the strength of the holy name, to consider the chanting of Hare Krishna as one of the auspicious ritualistic activities which are offered in the Vedas as fruitive activities, Karmakanda, to instruct a faithless person about the glories of the holy name, to not have complete faith in the chanting of the holy name, and to maintain material attachments even after understanding so many instructions on this matter. It is also an offense to be inattentive while chanting. Every devotee who claims to be a Vaishnava must guard against these 10 offenses in order to quickly achieve the desired success, Krishna Prema. I offer my respectful obeisances to all the Vaishnava devotees of the Lord. They are just like desired trees who can fulfill all desires and are full of compassion for the fallen conditioned souls. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubheva cha patitanam pavanebhya vaishnavebhyo namo namaha ananta koti vaishnavrinda ki jai.
श्री चैतन्य शिक्षाष्टकम की जय। चेतो दर्पणमार्जनं भवमहादावाग्निर्वापनं श्रेयकैरवचन्द्रकाव्यतरणं विद्यावधूजीवनम् आनन्दाम्बुदिवर्धनं प्रतिपदं पूर्णामृतास्वादनं सर्वात्मा स्नपनं परं विजयते श्रीकृष्णसङ्कीर्तनं नाम्नामकारि बहुधा निज सर्वशक्तिस्तत्रार्पिता स्मरणेन काला एतादृशी तव कृपा भगवन् ममापि दुर्दैवमिदृशं मिहाजनिनानुरागः तृणादपि सुनीचेन तरोरपि सहिष्णुना अमानिना मानदेन कीर्तनीया सदा हरि न धनं न जनं न सुन्दरीं कवितां वा जगदीश कामये मम जन्मनि जन्मनीश्वरे भवताद्भक्तिरहैतुकी त्वयि हैनन्दतनुजा किङ्करं पतितं मां विषमे भवाम्बुधौ कृपया तव पादपङ्कजस्थितधूलिसदृशं विचिन्तया नयनं गलदश्रुधारया वदनं गद्गदहृदया गिरा पुलकैर्निचितं वपु कदा तव नाम ग्रहणे भविष्यति युगायितं निमीषेण चक्षुषा प्रावृषायितं शून्यायितं जगत्सर्वं गोविन्दविरहेण मे आश्लिष्य वा पादरतां पिनष्टु माम् अदर्शनान् मन्महतां करोतु वा यथा तथा वा विदधातु लम्पटो मत्प्राणनाथस्तु स एव न परः हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। श्री चैतन्य शिक्षाष्टकम की जय। Glory to the Shri Krishna Sankirtan, which cleanses the heart of all the dust accumulated for years and extinguishes the fire of conditioned life of repeated birth and death. This Sankirtan movement is the prime benediction for humanity at large because it spreads the rays of the benediction moon. It is the life of all transcendental knowledge. It increases the ocean of transcendental bliss and enables us to fully taste the nectar for which we are always anxious. O my Lord, your holy name alone can render all benedictions to living beings. And thus you have hundreds and millions of names like Krishna and Govinda. In these transcendental names you have invested all your transcendental energies. There are not even hard and fast rules for chanting these names. O my Lord, out of kindness you enable us to easily approach you by your holy names, but I am so unfortunate that I have no attraction for them. One should chant the holy name of the Lord in a humble state of mind, thinking oneself lower than the straw on the street. One should be more tolerant than a tree, devoid of all sense of false prestige, and should be ready to offer all respects to others. In such a state of mind, one can chant the holy name of the Lord constantly. O Almighty Lord, I have no desire to accumulate wealth, nor do I desire beautiful women, nor do I want any number of followers. I only want your causeless devotional service birth after birth. O son of Maharaj Nanda Krishna, I am your eternal servitor, yet somehow or other I have fallen into the ocean of birth and death. Please pick me up from this ocean of death and place me as one of the atoms at your lotus feet. O my Lord, when will my eyes be decorated with tears of love flowing constantly when I chant your holy name? When will my voice choke up, and when will the hairs on my body stand on end at the recitation of your name? O Govinda, feeling your separation, I'm considering a moment to be like 12 years or more. Tears are flowing from my eyes like torrents of rain, and I feel all vacant in the world in your absence. I know no one but Krishna is my Lord, and he shall remain so, even if he handles me roughly by his embrace or makes me broken-hearted by not being present before me. He's completely free to do anything and everything, for he's always my worshipful Lord, unconditionally. Shri Chaitanya Shikshashtakam ki jai.
ॐ अज्ञानविद्यन्मान्दस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा गदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरोन् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणरघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितंश्च। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिने नितिनामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रजानिने निर्विशेषशून्यवादी पाश्चात्यादिशतारिणे। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिसिद्धान्त सरस्वतीति नामिने श्रीवर्षभानि देवी दैदाय कृभक्तये कृष्णसम्बन्धविज्ञानदायिने प्रभवे नमः माधुर्योज्ज्वलप्रेमाद्या श्रीरूपानुगभक्तिदा श्रीगौरकरुणाशक्तिविग्रहाय नमोऽस्तुते नमस्ते गौरवाणी श्रीमूर्तये दीनतारिणे रूपानुगविरुद्धापसिद्धान्तद्वन्द्वहारिणे नमो गौरकिशोराय साक्षात् वैराग्यमूर्तये विप्रलाम्बरसाम्बोधे पादाम्बोजाय ते नमः नमो भक्तिविनोदाय सच्चिदानन्दनामिने गौरीशक्तिस्वरूपाय रूपानुगवराय ते गौराविर्भाविर्भौमस्त्वं निर्द्वेषः सज्जनप्रियः वैष्णवः सर्वभौम श्रीजगन्नाथाय ते नमः वंशाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः नमः वदन्याय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्य नाम्ने गौरदशे नमः पंचतत्वात्मकं कृष्णं भक्तरूपास्वरूपकं भक्तावतारं भक्ताकं नमामि भक्तशक्तिकं हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपीशा गोपिकान्ता राधकान्ता नमोऽस्तुते जयतां सुरतोर्भङ्गोर्मम मन्दमतिर्गति मत्सर्वस्य पदाम्बोजो राधा मदनमोहनो दिव्याद्वृन्दावन्या कल्पद्युमाद्वे श्रीमद्रत्नङ्गार सिंहासनस्थो श्रीमन् राधाशीलगोविन्ददेवो वृषालभिः सेव्यमानो स्मरामि श्रीमन् रासरसारम्भी वंशीवदरस्थितः कर्षन् वेणुस्वनिर्गोपीर्गोपीनाथाश्रयेस्तु नः तप्तकाञ्चन गौराङ्गे राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये जय श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानन्द श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृन्द हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे श्री मंगलाचरण प्रेयर्स की जय श्री ब्रह्म संहिता प्रेयर्स की जय ईश्वरा परमा कृष्ण सच्चिदानंद विग्रह अनादिरादिर् गोविंद सर्वकारण कारणं चिंतामणि प्रकर सद्मुषुकल्पवृक्ष लक्षावृतेषु सरभिरभिपालयन्दं लक्ष्मीसहस्रशतसम्भ्रमसेव्यमानं गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं नमहं भजामि वेणुं क्वनन्दमरविन्ददलायताक्षं बर्हावतं समसिताम्बुधसुन्दराङ्गं कान्दर्भकोटिकमनीयविशेषशोभं गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं नमहं भजामि आलोलचन्द्रकलसद्वलवाल्यवंशी रत्नाङ्गदं प्रणयकेनिकलाविलासं श्यामं त्रिभङ्गललितान्यता प्रकाशं गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं नमहं भजामि अङ्गानि यस्य सकलेन्द्रियवृत्तिमन्ति पश्यान्ति पान्ति कलयान्ति चिरं जगन्ति आनन्दचिन्मयसदुज्ज्वलविग्रहस्य गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं नमहं भजामि अद्वैतमच्युतमनादिमनन्तरूपम् आद्यं पुराणपुरुषं नवयौवनं च वेदेषु दुर्लभमदुर्लभमात्मभक्त गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं नमहं भजामि पन्दस्तु कोटिशतवत्सरसम्प्रगाम्यो वायोरतापि मनसो मुनिपङ्गवानं सोऽप्यस्ति यत्प्रभवदशिन्म्यमि चिन्ततत्त्वे गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं नमहं भजामि वेणुं चौरचयितं जगदन्तकोटिं यच्छक्तरस्ति जगदन्तजयाय दन्तः अन्धान्तरस्थपरमाणुचयान्तरस्थं गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं नमहं भजामि यद्भावभाविदियो मनुजस्तुतेव सम्प्राप्य रूपमहिमा सनयानभूषा शुक्तर्यमेव निगमा प्रतितैस्तुवन्ति गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि आनन्दचिन्मयरसा प्रविताविताभिस्ताभिर्य एव निजरूपतलाकलाभिः गोलोक एव नवशत्यखिलात्मभूतो गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि प्रेमाञ्जनाचरितभक्तिविलोचनेन सन्तः सदैव हृदयेषु विलोकयन्ति यं श्यामसुन्दरमचिन्त्य गुणस्वरूपं गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि रामादिमूर्तिषु कलानियमेन दृष्टान् नानावतारण करोद्भुवनेषु किन्तु कृष्णस्वयं समभवत् परमः पुमान्यो गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि. Krishna, who is known as Govinda, is the supreme Godhead. He is an eternal blissful spiritual body. He is the origin of all. He has no other origin, and he is the prime cause of all causes. I worship Govinda, the primeval Lord, the first progenitor who is tending the cows, yielding all desires, an abode built with spiritual gems, surrounded by millions of purpose trees, always served with great reverence and affection by hundreds and thousands of Lakshmis and Gopis. I worship Govinda.
I worship Govinda, the primal Lord, who is adept in playing on his flute, with blooming eyes like lotus petals, with a head decked with peacock's feather, with the figure of beauty tinged with the hue of blue clouds, and his unique loveliness charming millions of cupids.
I worship Govinda, the primal Lord, round whose neck is swinging a garland of flowers beautified with the moon locket, whose two hands are adorned with the flute and jeweled ornaments, who always revels in the pastime of love, whose greatest is threefold bending form of Shamashundara is eternally manifest.
I worship Govinda, the primeval Lord, whose transcendental form is full of bliss, truth, substantiality, and is thus full of the most dazzling splendor. Each of the limbs of that transcendental figure possesses in himself the full-fledged functions of all the organs, and eternally sees, maintains, manifests the infinite universes, both spiritual and mundane.
I worship Govinda, the primeval Lord, who is inaccessible to the Vedas, but obtainable by pure unalloyed devotion of the soul, who is without a second, who is not subject to decay, is without a beginning, whose form is endless, who is the beginning and eternally Purusha, yet he is the person possessing the beauty of blooming youth.
I worship Govinda, the primeval Lord, only the tip of toe of whose lotus feet is approached by the yogis, who aspire after the transcendental and betake themselves to pranayama by drilling the respiration, or by the yanis, who try to find out the non-differentiated Brahman by the process of elimination of the mundane, extending over thousands of millions of years.
He is an undifferentiated entity, as there is no distinction between potency and the presence thereof, and his work of creation is millions of words. His potency remains inseparable, all of the universe except him, and he is present in full, and its fullness in every one of the atoms that are scattered throughout the universe at one at the same time. Such is the primal Lord whom I adore.
I adore the same Govinda, the primal Lord, in whose praise men who are imbued with devotion sing the mantra suktas told by the Vedas, by gaining their appropriate beauty, greatness, thrones, conveyances, and ornaments.
I worship Govinda, the primeval Lord, residing in his own realm, Goloka, with Radha, resembling his own spiritual figure, the embodiment of the ecstatic potency possessed of the 64 artistic activities, in the company of her confidant Sakhis, embodiments of the extensions of her bodily form, permeated and vitalized by his ever-burst spiritual rasa.
I worship Govinda, the primeval Lord, who is Samasundara Krishna himself with inconceivable, innumerable attributes, whom the pure devotees see in their heart of hearts with the eye of devotion tinged with the salve of love.
I worship Govinda, the primeval Lord, who manifested himself personally as Krishna and the different avatars in this world, in the forms of Rama, Narsimha, Vamana, etc. as his subjective portions.
Brahma Samhita prayers ki jai.
Shrinvatam Sukata Krishna Punya Shravana Kirtana Rayananda Subhadrani Vidanoti Suristasam Nastapraya Subhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtaki Tata Rajastamo Bhava Kamalo Bhadayashe Chetayeterna Vidham Siddham Sattve Prasidati Evam Prasanna Manaso Bhagavad Bhakti Yogatah भगवत्तत्त्वविज्ञानं मुक्तसङ्गस्य जायते विद्यते हृदयाग्रन्थिश्छिद्यन्ते सर्वसंशयः चीयन्ते चस्य कर्माणि दृष्ट एवात्मनीश्वरे. To hear about Krishna from Vedic literatures or to hear from him directly through the Bhagavad Gita is itself righteous activity. And for one who hears about Krishna, Lord Krishna, who is dwelling in everyone's heart, acts as a best-wishing friend and purifies the devotee who constantly engages in hearing of him. In this way, a devotee naturally develops his dormant transcendental knowledge. As he hears more about Krishna from the Bhagavatam and from the devotees, he becomes more fixed in the devotional service of the Lord. By development of the devotional service, one becomes freed from the modes of passion and ignorance, and thus material lusts and avarice are diminished. When these impurities are wiped away, the candidate remains steady in his position of pure goodness, becomes enlivened by devotional service, and understands the science of God perfectly. Thus, Bhakti Yoga severs the hard knot of material affection and enables one to come at once to the stage of a samsayam samagram, understanding of the supreme absolute truth personality of Godhead. Bhagavatam 1.2.17. Therefore, only by hearing from Krishna and from his devotees or in Krishna consciousness can one understand the science of Krishna. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam